We on, right?
We're live.
Next year, huh?
Oh.
Okay, where
Here
are
we
we
go.
starting, son? Where are we starting?
Yo, Balotelli's back. in the
Oh, I
Serie A.
love it. I love
Did
it.
you see the social media?
No,
Oh.
I have no time.
Some people are
Today,
not
I
happy.
had no
A lot of
time.
people are not
You don't
happy.
like the doo.
Oh, not that.
No.
Super Mario?
I didn't mean the
I
concept.
thought that was great.
I'm saying people were upset.
Who's mad? Who's upset?
Yeah,
about
some people online saying it shows that Italian football has gone backwards. Why are you still
Backwards?
relying on Balotelli? I don't agree.
Listen, he's
They're
Italian.
jealous.
They're
They're
getting
jealous.
this guy. It's a easy.
Marketing.
But besides that, what are you paying him? You said
250K.
250K.
Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine
6
if
months?
Balotelli
That's
starting to
chump.
score
Antonio
for
makes more than
Genoa?
that.
Hey, if Balotelli starting to score for Genova, and then if I've been hearing right, the rumor is that Totti is coming back, and then he sucks in
Como?
Cassano too.
That's worse.
Did you just say
Oh.
Totti sucks Cassano?
No, he get
Whoa.
That was
Whoa.
fucking-
Anto, what did you say?
something like that.
Are we still talking about
Cassano,
calcio?
Totti,
Oh my
Cassano,
God.
Balotelli, and maybe Zlatan. Can you believe?
Yeah, wait.
Throw
Zlatan,
Baggio
Totti and Cassano, the three of them on AC Milan.
The Holy Trinity.
I will just leave Pulisic over there, and I'll just move all the rest on the side.
I'm happy to see Balotelli.
Me too.
I do wish it was to a different team because I feel like at Genoa it's going to be hard for him to score goals. If I just give you one example, Matteo Retegui, who at Atalanta has already scored more goals than he did all last year at Genoa, where he had 7 goals. Now he's at 10 in much less games, 20 less matches, because you get the ball a lot more. And this is a Genoa without Goodmanson, who creates a lot of opportunities. Genoa's tough to watch this year. I'm very excited. I'm happy about it. I don't think there's any downside. I think that if they do get him the ball, he's going to put it into the back of the net. I just wish he could have gone to a team that creates more. But I guess beggars can't be choosers at this point.
Did Gilardino and Balotelli ever cross
Yeah.
path in the
They
past?
played for the Italian national team
Yeah,
together.
they're
Oh,
teammates.
that's
right?
it. And that's it. And what about any teams like...
I don't think so.
Gilardino and Balotelli, they play on AC Milan, but in a different time, right?
Yeah, I don't think they were together.
But I think it's gonna be even if it doesn't pan out, I think there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be following Genoa.
All right, let me give you a
I
question.
mean,
It's gonna
Mike,
be
I
selling a lot of
come to you
jersey.
first.
yeah.
How many goals does Balotelli have to score by the end of the year to call him up to the Italian national team?
Oh, national team.
How many
To
goals?
resign
How
for
many goals?
for the
I would
season
say
after.
7 or 8.
8 goals, and you call him back to the national team.
Absolutely.
I think 10 goals. Kamaka's got to be injured. Retegi's got to be injured, and
Retegi's got to be injured too?
what?
Retegi has to be injured too? Why?
I think almost all the options got to be injured
Listen,
for Balotelli. to get
Spalletti
called
said the
up.
door's open. What about you?
Yeah, but Spalletti says a lot of things.
Pete,
Yeah, I have no problem about
How many
putting
goals?
him back.
No. How much?
Eight
How many
goals, 7,
goals?
8 goals.
Yeah, I would say 7, 8 goals.
And
is
you'll
a
take
good
'em back.
tally.
Absolutely.
Why
It's how you
not?
score
You
it.
need
Listen,
you need 4 strikers anyway, so you take them.
But you just
I
said
think
that in Genoa it's going to be not easy to score.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Wait,
tough.
wait. Are we
Balotelli-
saying what's gonna
Balotelli's-
happen,
True.
or we think what we want to
I'm
happen?
saying for us, what would you do?
Oh, okay. Then I don't. I was saying in a real world, what would Spalletti do? I'd call him up even if he scores a couple goals.
I think it'll be more be about, for me, it'll more be about the attitude and how's he working on the pitch, how is he in the locker room, make sure that he's fit, because that is one concern that I have. If he does all those things, I would not close the door. But we also do have a pretty good problem these days with Retegui, who I mentioned this week. He scored again 2 goals, 10 goals in 9 games. We got a couple other Italians. Lorenzo Luca is continuing to score goals for Udinese.
Moise Kean.
Moise Kean.
Moise Kean,
He's got a couple goals already this season in Serie A. They killed Roma. Roma's sticking with Juric also.
Oh, God.
That's the latest news. Rai was contradicting with Sky. Sky says that they're keeping Juric for the time being. Rai was saying that they had called a few different coaches. They called De Rossi, they called Mancini, they called Allegri, and they called Ranieri to see who could possibly replace him. This is a new low for Roma. Not only did they lose and get smacked, this is a game that they had to win.
Oh, my God.
What?
Horrible.
They are hitting new lows.
Yeah, the public relationship and those Friedkins, they're not getting anything done the right way at every level. I mean, first of all, with the tifosi, you have to embrace those people. The tifosi that demanded De Rossi to come back, do the right thing. First of all, sacking De Rossi after 4 weeks. Come on.
Yeah, we agree.
man.
We agree with that.
This is horror. This is really horror.
But what's going on with Roma now that they're in this place? And I want to give Fiorentina their love too. But if we focus on Roma right now, it's also, look at his situation. I feel bad for Juric. I'm not putting the blame on Juric. he's thrown into a situation where I think he feels I'm never going to get this opportunity again. I'm at the best club that I've ever been at. I have the best players at his disposal. But you start to see that the players that they have don't really fit what he wants. Look at Hummels, for example. Hummels is a player that was playing in a Champions League final a couple of months ago. Yes, he has a certain age. He can't see the field for Roma. And then he finally does come in, and it was probably a bad moment to throw him on, and then he scores an own goal.
Why would they bring him in? And that was like a demotivating thing. Get the own goal.
And he's not injured either. That's not why he's not playing.
He looks bad, but the team in general, I feel like Roma, they don't look motivated. Even though Juric was saying, whatever, there's a lot of work to be, and the team's still together. They have my back. He said all this stuff, but what's he gonna say at the end of the day? It's just a lot. It's a lot for him. Even accepting the job, he knew it was gonna be a challenge, and I think for everyone here, we also thought it was gonna be a challenge for Roma, but we didn't think it'd be like this. We thought they have some sort of uphill and kind of continue from that, but he's trying like different players, different formations. And the mentality just looks off. I don't know if they're on the same boat as Juric.
Dybala has to track back a lot too. Like even the small things that make a difference. Yeah. Dybala is back defending. It's a very different attitude to what De Rossi had. How do you feel, Pete? Did you see it? Did you see the game?
Yeah, we were watching it here at the studio. I mean, this game was kind of weird because Roma before that, versus Inter, they played a solid defensive approach. They had some chances as well, not great chances, but they held their own versus an Inter, and then to be dismantled by Fiorentina, just it's kind of like what the hell happened, and does this team, as Mike said, do they have Juric's back? The most important thing is fighting till the end, trying to win every last ball that you have, trying to make an impact on the game. And I feel like these Roma players are just kind of all over the place. There's no there's no clear identity to this team.
Who's the leader? Who's the leader in the team?
You don't have anybody that's standing up. And I mean, Juric, he was kind of thrown in there. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. But when you don't have the team from preseason, don't forget this market was done under De Rossi. De Rossi signed a new deal. Like, I was just surprised that Roma really pulled the trigger on De Rossi to then go after Juric. If you go after Allegri and say, "Oh, he's a bona fide winner. This is the guy I'm going for him."
So the Greek CEO is gone now.
There was friction with him.
If you became the CEO tomorrow, what would you do if you're Roma?
I think
if you were in charge.
Okay, so I think you have to have meetings with all the players. That's number one. You have to understand what's going on in this locker room and understand what is the feelings.
Okay, and let's say you see that there's a bunch of cliques. There's players that some are together, some are not together.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be fixed this year. So the only thing that you can do is say, okay, who's going to give me a better chance going forward? I have De Rossi that's still on the contract and Juric that I don't know exact terms.
Until the end of the year.
Until the end of the year. I have to figure out who is somebody that I can see as a long-term coach, one, or am I going to need to bring in a third coach, someone else? No. And what is the project?
So what would you do there? Are you keeping Juric? Are you bringing back De Rossi? Or are you going for a guy like a Ranieri?
Well, first of all, Ranieri retired, so I don't even know if he's available. I know Roma is close to his heart.
He would probably do it.
For Roma, he might.
So is that who you want?
But Ranieri is going to be the trascinatore. He's going to hold on to his team for a year maybe, and I don't think he's going to go farther than that. So if it's more so because you want to use it as like a, somebody just to stay there, settle.
You're in charge.
Settle
you
everything.
Tell me.
Well, I don't know what happened with De Rossi, but De Rossi, for me, that would be the clear choice. You go back to him. But we don't know what happened. Was there friction between the ownership? Was there friction just because of the prior CEO? That's going to have to be a decision, that is made based on what happened.
There is a rumor that him and Cristante, they had some major issues before De Rossi was sacked. I'm not sure if it's the truth.
I know who I'm choosing between those two.
You know what stuck on my head watching the game up here at the studio? It was watching Dybala tracking back and all the stuff, and then once Dybala was subbed, the camera kept going on him, and the expression of Dybala's face. He's just telling me that says, He's telling himself, I said, what have I done?
Yeah.
I refuse $35 million, $40 million a year.
He's not wrong.
I'm telling
We
you.
could laugh, but I bet you he's right.
The
Obviously.
expression,
Of
because
course.
he was staring on the space. I said, what have I
He
done?
looked
He
lost.
he had an expression that was a no expression. He was not happy. It was not sad. It was there absorbing this numbness. It was numb. And that was a sad thing for me to see, because I wanted to see Dybala more upset, more,
Motivated, angry.
involved with the game or things
I'm
like
almost
that.
forgetting about him. It's like he's not. He barely plays.
But it's not just
And then
him.
when he does play, he's not really effective. Roma just create nothing. I said it before. They're toothless. They don't create
But
things in attack.
even when Dovbyk was scoring, had a little thing. A lot of the goals were coming from his individual brilliance, or just another from a set piece or whatever happened. There was no togetherness. There's no play. There was no identity to this squad. And
Yeah.
for Juric, you usually see that, but I feel like that's why there's a deeper problem than it's just the coach.
You know who's.
To answer your question, that you asked, repeat, if you were the CEO, what would you have done?
I would never make you CEO,
Whoa,
me.
what does that
I-
mean?
I know I would
Let
never
me
make you
answer the
CEO.
question,
but I would
anyway.
only make Pete the
But
CEO
what I
here.
would have done.
What would that
And I
make
wouldn't
you?
go for another
What would
Greek.
that make you? What would
Me,
that make
I'm
you?
the
Don't
water
listen,
boy.
Mike, don't listen.
So, and the water boy has the chance
Yeah.
to pick a CEO.
That's
Mike,
right.
Many times.
That's Roma's problem. Right there.
Mike,
we figured it
Mike,
out.
Mike,
What's
many
up,
times
buddy?
water boys have more power than the CEO.
Maybe in body, buddy. I don't know what company you're running.
Let me tell you.
say?
Sometimes the
The
water
water
boys
boys,
have
many
more
times, they have a lot
power
more decision making.
In what scenario is that true?
in body.
Listen, if I
He's
were,
cut off.
If I were the CEO, I would have just.
Why don't you be the
needed-
water boy if you have more power?
Anto, say something.
Why, why you guys keep interrupting me? So what I would have done, I would have.
Because we didn't ask you a question.
Okay, well you asked him.
You
I asked
interrupted
him.
us.
Since he didn't answer, I'm gonna try to answer for him.
did answer.
So now it's Peter talking back to you. It's not
The
actually
water
me.
boy.
The water boy is the water boy.
You guys are sick. No more wine.
No, the water boy is telling you.
No, it's not wine.
I would have left it up to the fans. I said, hey, the fans.
I didn't say that.
We are in charge of here. We
say
pay the
that.
ticket.
Yeah,
You know,
water boy, be quiet.
Hey, water boy, be quiet.
I thought he had the
Yo,
power.
water boy, listen.
I like that nickname.
Listen. At the end of the game, listen to me, please.
Can you say it already?
At the end of the game, everybody goes sotto la curva della Roma. And then, you
What do
know,
they pray
what
to
do they,
them?
what do they want? What do they want?
get a talking to.
L'acqua
They
Santa.
get
What
a
do you want?
talking
You want to be absolved? So they were horrible. They were booed. And then
Still didn't tell me what you would do.
What's the point?
I would have asked them. I said, okay, who do you want? De Rossi back? You want
You
a
do
De
a poll,
Rossi
raise your
back?
hands.
Yeah, that's right. That's
One,
right.
Wait, do it again. I missed that one.
I'll leave it up to the Tifosi. Those are the one paying the
They're
tickets.
gonna
Those
choose
are
De
the
Rossi.
one.
They're
Yeah.
gonna choose De Rossi.
I want De Rossi back. That's what I was trying to get to that last
That's
point
hilarious.
by just saying, hey, I want De Rossi back.
good.
What a decision.
Let's talk about Fiorentina, a team that
boy.
a team that's finally getting the results, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy because there was some, and I usually don't say this very much, but some crazy people who thought Palladino was a problem of this team. Palladino's a coach that I really like, that I think has clear ideas, that was thrown into a tough situation with this Fiorentina, who did a mercato that was a little bit late, didn't get everything that he wanted. They had problems early on, but is finally getting the results. Last 5 games, 5 wins, 19 goals scored, 4 conceded, totally dismantled Roma. Even did it with their former players, with Bove, who got the penalty, got the assist, scored a goal. Moise Kean getting opportunities, launching. I mean, he's not the one that launches them, but Camuzzo, the 19-year-old defender, giving him a lot of responsibility and finding solutions to problems. I've been a big fan of Palladino since his time at Monza, right when he came in. I think he's got a winning mentality. I think he's got a clear project. And he also finds a good balance. He's not one of the new coaches coming up that wants to only attack you. He, at first with Fiorentina, he stopped the bleeding. He stopped them from conceding goals. Then the question was, how are they going to start scoring a little bit? And he's found that rhythm now. And things are starting to click. And he's also without Goodmanson for the next 5 weeks.
They got Adley. Look, Adley, what he's doing. Adley is another thing that we're going to regret for the rest of our life.
All right, we're not talking about Milan.
I know, but Adli plays for Fiorentina right now.
thank you.
Okay.
You said
So
we're
he
going to
went
regret for the rest of our
Yeah,
lives.
we're going to regret for the rest of our
The
lives.
water
So
boy.
He's on
anyway,
loan, though.
He's on loan? No, I think we sold
I think
him.
he's on loan.
Are you sure? Can you double check, Mike?
I'll check.
I got it.
I'm happy for him, except for the day the goal that he scored against AC Milan. But I'm very happy that Adli is doing well in Fiorentina. He's assisting and he's doing a lot of work on the midfield. It looks like he's in charge of all the midfield.
Yeah, they have an option to buy for 13
Fiorentina's
million.
got the option, right?
Option, but it is a loan.
So,
So, Mike, what were you? How do you feel about Fiorentina?
No, I think Fiorentina played great. Palladino's finally, I feel like, getting the groove of this. There was definitely a lot of pressure, as there always is, in the beginning for all this stuff. But if they can continue on this 5-game winning streak, they have like a crazy amount of goals. They're playing good in Europe, and I feel like that was the biggest part, kind of balancing a new coach like Palladino going to a team like Fiorentina, playing in multiple competitions. That's extremely tough to do. As you can see with Bologna, they're not handling it very well. Doing bad in Europe, doing bad in the league, and it just happens. And for a lot of new coaches that aren't used to that, it takes a lot. But I'm excited to see if they can keep it up. They're doing extremely well right now, but I want to see if they can keep it up. If Keane continues to score, and if he does, which I think he's good enough to keep getting called up to the national team.
I think it's one of those that we can't get too high or too low with Fiorentina. Do you remember last year? I think it was last year around January. The newspapers in Florence started writing Fiorentina for Champions League, Fiorentina top 4, which is oh, you got it, Mike. We have the World Series on in the background.
Why is it only played in America?
what World Series?
World Series, Yankees and Dodgers. Is it
Well, you didn't know. I
Dodgers?
didn't know you're a Yankee fan now too.
Nah, I put it on for you.
Oh, you put it on for me?
Yeah.
Yankees fan?
He's a big Yankee fan. He loves the Yankees.
We're talking about soccer.
I love
here, guys.
hockey.
So my point was, my point was,
What a boy.
my point was last year everyone got very excited saying, oh, they could go on and win Champions League and make it to Champions League, which is not the reality of Fiorentina. And I think it's the same situation right now. Yeah, they're right there. They're in 4th place, but you have to have a level head. You have to remember this team should finish 7th, 8th place. If all goes well, that's really where the realistic achievement of the squad is, and then maybe they could build on it in the future.
To me, they're just as good as Lazio, or better
No,
than
they're not.
Roma.
I don't think so.
And Torino, and where else is the other challenge right on top? Maybe.
Milan?
I would put them one step down Atalanta right now.
One
That's
step
it?
down
Only one.
Atalanta.
That's
No,
right.
no.
That's right.
Listen,
You hear me right?
Fiorentina
One
going
step down
Lazio-
Atalanta.
Lazio-
Going
Lazio's
forward-
looks good, too.
No.
Going
Fiorentina's
forward-
right now is better than Lazio.
going forward, Fiorentina can compete. I don't think they're, as you say, where they are. But defensively, although you say, in Serie A, they look like they shaping up. This past Conference League, they won, 4-3? That's not...
4-2, yeah.
Yeah, whatever the case might be, it's not good enough, I think, because you're playing in Conference League compared to Bologna that's playing in Champions League. So the quality of your opposition makes a difference also in what you're able to do in Europe. But going to Fiorentina, I think Palladino, he had a little bit of a rough start, but he's showing, what he's made of, and his idea on the field is coming to life. Keane is a player that he wanted already with Monza. He brought Colpani with him from Monza. So he has this clear idea, as I said, about how he wants to play. And now we start seeing some more fluidity of this team. You also have Cataldi, right, coming from Lazio. Guys that know Serie A, which is very important, I think, when you're at this, level of where you want to be pushing for Europe.
Let's talk about Lazio. For me, they're one of the funnest teams to watch this year. Every time I watch a Lazio game, it is exciting. Marco Baroni, obviously dominating in Europe, in the Europa League, making me very proud.
First place,
Top
I
of the
think.
table.
First place,
Top
yeah,
of the
3
table.
wins, 3 games. And Lazio were always one of those teams that I felt like in Europe started to calculate, especially with Maurizio Sarri on what are we going to achieve? We can't balance it. Marco Baroni immediately has given this team a style. You know what they're going to do. They're free-flowing. They're organized, but they're not stuck in their ways. Like, players are moving into different positions. You watch the link up with Tavares on the left side and even Noslin this week. it's amazing to watch. Tavares 7 assists as a left back. No one in the Big Five leagues have
most
more
assists, right?
more
More
assists than
assists
him.
than him,
And it's just the movements, the way that everyone's involved in the play. Guendouzi has taken a slightly different role, but he looks like one of the leaders of the side. Lazio are absolutely flying.
There
And they're
seems to me
doing
they haven't missed
rotation.
Mike.
And
They
they're doing
haven't,
rotation.
they
in
haven't
Europe.
missed Savic. They haven't
True,
missed
good point.
Luis Alberto. They haven't missed
Immobile.
Immobile, and they haven't missed the other guy over there. They sold just about
Milinkovic,
everybody. Yeah,
before.
well, no, not the Milinkovic.
He said
we
it, he said it.
It was Savic, Luis Alberto,
Felipe Anderson.
Felipe Anderson. So, with the departure of 4 of those guys, the biggest superstars of Lazio.
And 3 of them this summer.
Yeah.
But that's why.
It's Lotito's got it.
I don't know about that.
No, that's what happens when you get
I
a
don't
coach.
The direttore tecnico, the direttore
He got
sportivo.
Fabiani,
I
right?
think it's,
Fabiani.
I think it's Baroni.
Yeah, I
If you
think
get a coach-
Baroni
If
is-
you get a coach
Baroni's
like
got a big
Baroni,
input on
he
that.
knows
They
how to
must
use
have.
his resources to the best. Like, he
Lotito
maxes
wanted
it
a guy
out.
that he could control. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
truth. But hey, right now it's working out.
Sadi was.
I don't know if you wanted
making
somebody
up
who can
excuses.
control, more so who's not going to complain. That's
What's
the
the
major
difference?
thing. It's a little bit of a difference.
Is it?
Sari would be complaining all the time.
Tudor
right?
Tudor was making Tudor did
Demands.
amazing.
He wanted demands.
Tudor, I remember at one point the only team who had like more points than him from the time he joined Lazio was Inter last year. So he wanted demands. He wanted specific players. He didn't want guys to leave. He had issues with a couple players. Isaksen has even said it. Isaksen's like the starter now. He scores, and he says that Tudor wanted him out, and Baroni said, "No, I believe in your qualities. I want you to stay here." So he had some issues with the team, but he was demanding. He's like, "Oh, this is what Lazio needs," and I think Tudor was a phenomenal coach. I would have stuck with him, but Baroni's proving a lot of people wrong. I didn't think he would have this immediate of an impact.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with a European. Just watching them in and out, and they actually play good football. With Sadi, first of all, if you're gonna make excuses and do all that stuff that Sadi's talking about, he's a character in that sense, or he can get a pain, especially to the management. And if you're not performing, you gotta do either one or the other, or you're gonna.
Sadi
see the
also
door
got
pretty
he got
soon.
them second place.
He got the second place, but he dropped out of Europe.
Yeah, because they didn't back him. How's he supposed to compete in Champions League and compete in Serie A?
To be honest, I never believed in a coach wanting to drop. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
But I think he was more so trying to manage expectations.
He's too calculated.
Listen.
And his football wasn't.
Listen,
isn't
but-
anywhere as good as Baroni's.
fact
But
that nobody has
he
go-
still got them second place, Sarri. If they would have backed him and gotten the players that he wants and got him a little bit deeper bench, I'm not saying he doesn't have his flaws because I think Sarri does have his flaws, but I think he also could have fit Lazio, and I could have seen them building a nice project with Sarri.
Listen, even with Inzaghi there before COVID happened,
I think
Inzaghi was flying high with that
was
Lazio
winning
team. So
trophies.
I think with that second
Yeah, they were
place, Sarri
singing,
overachieved
we're going to go
Marco.
on and be the Scudetto winners.
They probably-
Remember at their
listen,
Christmas party?
yeah,
And
they
then
sang
Inter
it.
gave someone a call.
you know the whole
and the singer, and then he turned off the radio. Guys, I'll see.
That's a good one, Mike.
Come talk to me. Let me.
I know it's a joke, but I believe in jokes
It's not
from
a
time
joke.
to
It's
time.
the truth. That's what
You know
happened.
what, Sarri, believe it or not, where is he right now? He's looking for a job.
He's rolling his
Alright, that
cigarettes.
doesn't mean
He's
anything.
rolling the cigarettes. What, Pete?
That
What?
doesn't mean anything. He's
It
waiting for his
means-
opportunity.
It means a lot.
No,
He's got to go to a smaller team.
Doesn't mean
Allegri's
anything.
waiting. Zidane is waiting. Zidane won Champions League.
Don't put Zidane on the
He doesn't
same
want to
level.
put it
as
on
Sarri.
He doesn't
Yeah,
want to
but he-
tarnish his resume.
You're the way that you're saying, oh, Saudi doesn't have a team. I think he probably
Why? He has a lot to choose.
No, but
Nobody
he's
called him.
waiting. He's waiting.
Yeah, he
Waiting
might be
where?
He doesn't
Waiting
want-
where?
Anto, he can't have another bad
We
gig.
just said that
It's gonna
Roma.
do-
Yo,
right
you
now,
better-
we don't know
you
what
better-
they're gonna
It's not
decide.
gonna roll.
Yo,
They
you
don't
better
have to-
you
he
better be
doesn't-
careful because in a couple hours Napoli is going to beat Milan and you might have Sarri as the new coach of Milan.
I don't
So
think
be
it's gonna
careful what you wish
happen.
for.
No, there are plenty of other coaches down there.
The
We're
thing
not-
with Sadi is he can't have another bad gig. If he has another bad gig like he did at Lazio, his stocks are going way down.
Mike,
Did
his
he have a
stocks are
bad
down as
gig
it
at
is right
Lazio?
now.
What?
Does he have a bad gig at Lazio?
Yes, he was a clown over there.
He
Wow.
won second. He got second place with Lazio.
He was making arguments all the time. All the stuff was
that's-
getting.
but that-
it
like
looked
Conte-
bad.
We
Conte-
played
Because
too
look
many
at the team that he
games.
has.
His football wasn't good. He dropped out
Mike,
of
you
Europe.
How
remember-
was that Lazio supposed to
Mike
compete in
is
three
right.
fronts?
But he didn't. It wasn't a professional look. It looked bad the way he
He was just
portrayed
demanding.
himself.
Conte does the same thing, but
It
he
was
gets your
complaining
results.
about playing the
Conte-
Saturday,
but
that's
we
the-
played
that's
too
why I
many
said you do
games.
the one
Sadi
of the
got,
two.
but Sadi got your result. He got you second place. He got you into the Champions League. That Lazio should not have been into Champions League. That Lazio should not have finished second
But
place.
he had other obligations. He left out of the what was it, Coppa Italia.
I think
he got eliminated early. Out
think
of Europe, he
he-
intentionally got kicked out.
he overachieved.
Had one a week.
that second place, he overachieved. It was like a combination
But
of.
Milan, Inter, Juve were actually fighting, and Lazio were the only one playing one game a week.
That's
So,
right. That's
whatever.
right.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, he got them second place, but it doesn't look good with all the
you know
stuff that
me.
he was
It's not. I
doing.
never liked the guy. I don't think it's a top coach.
All right,
It's
let's
not.
talk.
he's
Let's
not a
talk.
top coach.
Let's
He's
talk.
a good coach.
Let's
but-
talk about.
Let's
talk
turn the
about
page,
the crazy.
forget about
let's
Sarri.
talk about the crazy game. What happened in Inter against Juventus? They're like us on this podcast, just like completely off the rails. Whatever you would have expected from this match, I was predicting 1-0, 1-1 maybe. 8 goals, 4-4. Inter, this guy's rubbing his eyes. He doesn't want to show his face. Inter threw away the game a few times. They were up, and the Inter of last year I don't think would have thrown away 2 leads. Then they were up 4-2 at the San Siro. And Juventus, for me, credit to Juventus. The character that they showed to come back 4-2 down at the San Siro. He throws on Kenan Yildiz, who got benched because he didn't give good performances, which I think is a positive of Thiago Motta. I like that he doesn't choose players based off their number, their name, the hype.
He's copying from Fonseca. Look what he's doing. He's benching Leao.
He puts
That's
who's gonna
right.
perform.
Water Boys.
He puts who's gonna perform the most, and then Kenan Yildiz scores 2 goals at the San Siro, and Juventus come back. It's kind of hard to. What do we make of this game? Because there's so many mistakes defensively.
I'll tell you what we're making of
What?
the game.
Let's go to Pete first.
Pete,
Let's go to the
Pete.
water boy.
I think
Water
the
boy.
water boy that makes decisions.
Power.
What water I use? Frizzante.
No,
San
Liscia,
Pellegrino,
Liscia, Liscia.
With the gas or without?
Liscia means no gas, Mike.
So how I see it is, it was a crazy game. I don't know, how to start. Like as an Inter fan, obviously you're up 4-2. It was disappointing to have Juventus come back and
We're
tie
celebrating
4-4.
on the bench.
But then at the same time, it was a very open game, and I think it stems from just the fact that Inter scored and Juventus were able to score quickly right after that. That just the tempo of the game was that high, and you had that open play. I think Inter, even at the point when they were up 4-2, we had a lot of chances. I remember Di Marco shot, Barella shot, Lautaro's header.
He had a shot too.
Shot as well.
But Pete, then you pulled them all out.
Dumfries even had the chance that he
Right,
swung and missed.
right.
So like we had a lot of chances
Kill the game.
to kill that game. If you put one more goal, game
But you
over.
shouldn't need to score that many goals.
Yeah. So again, I think Di Marco, it looked as if he was running out of gas, and he had to sub in Darmian in that left back position because Carlos Augusto is out. That would have been Carlos Augusto coming in, and Dumfries would have gotten out. Dumfries defensively is a little bit of a liability compared to a Darmian that can come in.
Gave Yildiz so much space.
Yeah, he gave a lot of space, and then
You brought De
again
Vrij in.
another calculated choice by Inzaghi.
De Vrij
He
started.
takes out
The
Vrij
French
started.
guy takes the French guy
He
out.
takes out Pavard because he has a yellow card,
card.
and you put in Bisek, who
Yeah.
is good, but
And experience too. Right?
you gotta keep your Pavard in there. He's a World Cup winning defender. He's done a good job, even though the defending this game was poor. De Vrij lost his man in the box. Like there was too many opportunities that were.
Even Thuram
Left
being
begging.
subbed off, I was surprised. Were you
Yeah.
not?
But Marco, they were trying to bring the game home.
You don't
That's
know
what
the
happened.
but listen, you don't know the energy levels either.
Okay.
I think the energy levels there as well. He's trying to put in fresh legs, get somebody to score, do something. You're without Çalhanoğlu, which is not an excuse because Juventus also were missing players. So I just thought defensively we were poor. I mean, we were talking about Di Marco and Bastoni being world class. Consensao put on a show. Di Marco, defensively didn't know how to stop Consensao. The guy was
All over the
unbelievable.
place.
Unbelievable.
Conceição put in one of the best performances I've
Yeah,
seen.
I think
this for kids out there, this is football. These are my favorite type of players. Football is about beating your man one-on-one. At the end of the day, when you're a kid and you're young, what do you always want to do? You want to dribble the guy one-on-one. That's what unlocks games. That's what beats defenses. That's what I love. Like even the Spanish are the best right now, right? They won the Euros. And even when they don't win, they show you the
d'Or.
best football. They isolate their man wide. and their wingers dribble 1v1. That's what Conte is bringing to this
Di
team. and
Lorenzo
I
knows
think
that
my
very
the
well.
God.
the game,
beautiful.
the game Inter gave it away. I mean, to Juventus to be able to tie the game, just when Inzaghi started to make the sub, because Inzaghi's idea is, okay, you know what, we're up 4-2. Let me take Lautaro in. Let me take Di Marco in. Let me take some of the people with the yellow cards. I think they're starting to make all of these stupid calculations, because now he's got another game Wednesday. I don't know who you're gonna play. I don't know.
Empoli.
So he says,
Tough game.
okay, you know what, we're up 4-2. We are home. We got everybody.
But the
ready
Inter
to
of last
go.
year would have secured that.
Well, not this year. So obviously they've been taking a lot of goals. So these 4 goals, and then you were talking about someone being world class. Di Marco, maybe, but Bastoni doesn't
You
even
can't-
belong with that
you-
equation.
you can't
It
judge
does
on,
not. Yes, you
No, you
can.
can't judge on
I
one
don't
game.
wanna
Yes,
see
you
I was
can.
just making a
4
point
goals.
Either way.
It's his
Either way.
4-2.
That they took.
So it's not world class, and neither is Barella.
Inter as a
Neither is
whole,
Barella,
my
okay?
my
That's
thing
it.
is, I know.
Hello.
We tweeted
Mike,
we
right?
tweeted this saying that the real winner was Antonio Conte, because
Sure.
I think he's watching this and saying, if this is the way these teams want to defend, still in Serie A, the team with the best defense is the one that wins. And it's still early. It's October. Things can change, absolutely. But if Inter continue to defend in this way and continue to give up leads, it's kind of weird, because Inter looks like they're in control of a game, and then in moments they could just get beat and they could just concede.
We let in 13 goals already. You
That's
know,
a lot.
that's a lot of goals. Last year, how many? I think we only gave up 14 goals last year.
Okay,
Maybe a little bit more.
I
I
thought
don't
it was
remember
19.
It's
I,
crazy.
off the top of my
Maybe
head.
19.
I mean, it's
I'll
crazy.
find out.
23. I think 23 you
All
gave
right,
up,
now.
not 19.
You know what
What are
I'm
you,
saying?
crazy? You gave up 23 goals or 24 goals.
But it's crazy to think about, though. In
I'm
general.
serious.
Yeah, maybe. I
think
I
it's
just think
23,
that
23 or
13,
24.
13 is
Okay, I'm
13 is
looking.
a high.
For the boys.
It's crazy, but
Sky's
in
crazy.
High number
general,
after
it's crazy to think about.
games.
Inter were up 4-2.
19. What are you,
You thought they'd make a couple of subs. You thought they'd close this
Tell me that I'm
game.
right.
Then
Oh, he's talking.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
20.
I was just saying.
22.
goals.
See?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you let him speak?
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying, you think they'd close the game off. You think Inzaghi makes those classic subs, whatever, bore the game out, grind it out. They have a midweek game. And Juve come out of nowhere. Yildiz incredible for Mota, just great coaching, bringing in these players, making a huge difference. And then Inter just looked like they didn't know what was going on. And it looked like Juve had enough chances to even win the game. But
If they were an extra
I
five,
gotta
come
say
on.
it was
Inter too.
exciting.
That's
but there was
right.
also
No, but
the
towards the
defense-
end of the game, if
Yeah,
there was
but
one team that was going to go on and win, it was Juventus.
Well,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
they
you
had
were
all. They
pushed
had
at the
all the.
momentum.
They're
That-
they're
that-
also
all the momentum,
they're
but
also
Inter
a
coulda
much
scored another
they're
3
also a
goals.
much younger team.
Juventus-
Inter's the oldest team in Serie A. Juventus is the
I
second
think
youngest.
how many
You saw
shots
that on
on goal
display.
were
But
the
Pete,
Juventus have?
Toward to the
I
end of
think
the
they had
game,
the
you guys
4
were out
shots
of
on
gas.
goal.
Pete, you were out of gas.
You were
Of
out-
course.
you
but,
did ran
but
at
it's
us.
more so because of the shock. When you let in
that's
2
true.
goals in the end
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, now all of
You're
a sudden
scrambling.
everything is changing.
Yeah.
But Juventus had those chances and they scored.
Five.
They had
But
5
at
chances
the
on
same-
goal
at
and
the
they
same-
scored 4.
At the same point, Juventus gave you 2 goals. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
shocking
Yeah,
defending from the
Danilo-
penalty kicks.
Danilo was
I mean,
bad.
Danilo is my best.
Danilo and Kalulu, what they were doing on those penalties was crazy. Like a moment of madness from it. Kalulu has been really good. Danilo, who is continuing to show the limitations that he has. Without Bremer, we also tweeted this. In 7 games, Juventus conceded 1 goal with Bremer. Without Bremer, it's been 5 games and they've conceded 8 goals.
Four of them were one game.
There's a big difference without Bremer there. But for me, I see this as a big positive for Juventus, a big positive, and it's going to be something that gives them a lot of confidence.
I was so it's a big positive. Considering 4 goals, it's a
They
big
came
positive.
back from 2 goals.
Hold on. I'm gonna explain.
Go ahead.
Because for me, in the past, this was a performance of an older Juventus, of a Juventus who had a belief within themselves and who, even when they're down, just like they showed against RB Leipzig, when they're down 2-1, down a man, they want to win. Thiago Motta's on the sidelines pumping his guys up. He's giving a spirit to this team. Am I saying that it's perfect? Absolutely not. This is still a very young team. It's a team that's missing a lot of players, that's dealing with big injuries to this squad. He's finding solutions to these problems. To be able to tie Inter at the San Siro after being down twice, especially 4-2, and you find a way, and you know what the craziest part is? At 4-2, I always said to myself, they could come back. This Juventus is capable. The Juventus of last year, I never would have felt that way.
The water boy's crazy.
You can
The
feel
water boy.
you
drinking
can
more than water.
man.
you can feel
This
that way,
guy-
but Inter should have scored another 3 goals.
I know,
He's
listen.
drinking more
Coulda-
than water
this
over
guy-
here.
Coulda-
They should have scored another 3 goals.
And Juventus gifted you- and they
might
gifted
be
you
young.
2 penalties.
They might be young, but you guys, how much money did you spend this year?
That's right.
So you got to be up there challenging
My
for the
water
All
boy
the
Scudetto.
guys
this
are not
time.
there.
Listen to me. No, this guy here, he had much less than this wine over here, and
It's grape juice.
he's twisting this whole Juventus come back into this complicated pretzel. You got a little lucky. You just be honest. Come on.
I mean,
You
they-
were able to score
they
on
play
those
good.
two. I'm not taking anything away because they were nice goals.
Sounds like you are.
They got lucky. Inter could have scored.
I wouldn't say they're lucky,
They're not really
disagree.
the team that we all. Inter. Nothing is locked. And watch
Napoli's
tomorrow.
winning the Scudetto,
Tomorrow, Napoli, they're gonna get their lessons. They're gonna get spanked.
Who?
We are.
Yeah, okay.
Who's we?
Mark me, AC Milan.
Milan's
Milan's
gonna
gonna
get
spank or they get
Milan.
spanked?
Milan against spanked by Napoli?
Yeah, storia di un grande amore, not Juve. Milan.
I didn't
Milan,
understand what you
I don't
Napoli.
think he
What are you
understood
saying?
you're
Milan,
talking about.
Napoli. It's 3-0
For
For who?
for Milan.
Wait, what?
That-
3-0?
You were just saying the
How many
complete
margaritas we're betting over here?
3.
Well, first of all, you have 7 days rest.
Actually, one
That's
margarita
first
for
of
each
all.
goal.
You
One
don't-
mar-
you
Not
have-
7.
You
They
have
had
more
Europe.
days of rest, by the way.
Excuse
Because
me?
they postponed.
what?
Milan have more days of rest than Napoli.
So what? We're
do you
talking
mean,
about the
so
game.
what?
We're talking about the game. So tomorrow, AC Milan. Come on, Napoli. What? You trying to cut a slack for Napoli? Who did they play? They almost didn't win against.
Doesn't matter who they play.
Give me a
They play
break.
90 more minutes than
You
you
guys,
did.
Conte soon is gonna go down. Okay, where he belongs. That's it.
where he belongs.
What a boy. What are you saying?
Okay.
Where he belongs. Listen, Napoli.
belongs.
I'm not saying that they're playing
Fourth,
great,
fifth.
but guess what?
They're
They're grinding
grinding
out the wins.
Yeah, okay,
They're not
grinding
easy
out.
games. They're 1-0. It goes a long way, and you're still not playing well. Can you imagine when they're playing well? They're 4 points ahead in first place. But now is the way to decide. The next couple of games,
Crunch
they
time.
have a very, very difficult scenario. Starting off with the Milan game, that's going to be today if you're watching this podcast. And if they come out of this into early December and they're still close to the top of the table, they're winning the league.
So they're playing Milan next. Then they're playing Atalanta. Then they're playing Inter. Then they're playing Roma. Then
Keep going.
Torino.
Keep going. There's Lazio
Torino,
back to back.
Lazio, Udine.
There's Lazio back to back. There's
Coppa
Coppa Italia
Oh, yeah,
and
Coppa
Serie A.
Italia,
Yeah, that
I
makes a
was saying-
difference.
I was just saying
If you
straight the
if you
league.
get to that last Lazio game and you're in first place or in second place, Napoli's going to go on to win the
Or
league.
second place. Or
Yeah.
second place.
Yeah.
Or
So-
third place.
So unless they plummet,
Yeah.
they're gonna win the league.
Yeah.
I give them more slack than that.
I think it's pretty clear who the 3 best teams in Italy are.
What?
It's Napoli, Inter, and Juventus.
Is
Those are the
Milan
teams
there?
that no.
He didn't say Milan.
Those are the 3 teams that are competing for a
I like
Scudetto.
that. I like that.
You like
They are.
that?
They
like
they
that.
just they are.
I wonder what
It's-
I
Fonseca
like
thinks
that.
about that.
Give him a little bit more wine.
Grape juice.
Grape juice.
all right, so you say Milan's going to win 3-0.
That's right.
And Milan is without Reinders, without Theo Hernandez,
So
what?
because
Without a
the
coach.
suspension.
So
has-
what? So what? So what?
Be nice, water
What
boy.
he said?
The water boy is next to me.
He's the assistant to the
You
water
had a lot
boy.
of
Oh,
grape juice,
assistant
buddy.
water boy. Assistant
Do I have
water
more
boy.
power than the water boy then?
No.
No, okay, just a water boy.
Were you mad that you didn't play against Bologna? Because Fonseca and
A little bit, yes.
Milan's president
Because not
Scaroni
because
were
of
mad?
the game itself. I wanted to watch my Saturday was set up for me to watch my team.
He canceled
I
everything.
love that. I had to
He
cancel
told
everything.
He told
you
his
know.
family he's
I
not
live
available.
for that. I live for that.
He does that.
You
even
don't
though
know how
they
much
don't play.
invest we are. The real tifosi, we are really invest on our team.
But they were scared about the safety of
What safety?
of
That was
Bologna.
not il campo era agibile in Italian. Now let me translate to you. The field was perfect.
Yeah, but the roads to get to the field for the Bologna fans
They
was
do
not
porte
good.
chiuse. Do porte
But that's,
chiuse.
I mean, Bologna don't want to lose a game.
Yeah, lose a-
being
why
at
lose a
home.
game? What do you
They don't want to lose a home game.
you know
They don't want to play in a different place. They don't want
And they
to.
need every point possible, Bologna.
If I was Bologna, I would do the same thing.
Of course.
I would do the same. I get why Milan's upset, but if I'm Bologna and you have a reason to, why would you accept playing with no fans if you're allowed to?
Yeah.
If Serie A votes for it, and
yeah, I'll tell you the answer to that question because you have the Champions League, you have a lot of stuff.
if Milan
coming
was
up.
if Milan was playing at home, would you have accepted it
Yes,
to play with no fans?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, they're the favorites anyway.
We have fans all over, even at the stadium.
Even in
We have
Bologna.
Put 'em on the
millions and
TV
millions of
screens.
fans. Yeah, We'll watch it. We'll just send Wi-Fi screaming.
What else did we miss? Atalanta, top goal scoring team in the Serie A.
Forget it.
Big
Retegui,
time.
Lookman, 2
Lukman.
goals and 2 assists.
I know.
Retegui.
Nasty.
I love this guy, Retegui.
Lukman was against me.
Chiricapa.
on
Double
the couch.
digits.
Chiricapa.
Yo, CDK, what a golazzo. My gosh, Ala Del Piero.
I felt so bad for Veta. That looked like men versus boys.
Okay.
That was it
You
was
felt
too
bad?
much.
Why'd you feel bad?
It was just like Verona didn't even look like a Serie A team.
How does that
It
the
looked
team
like-
that beat
it looked like a
Napoli
scrimmage.
3-0?
But Napoli would have lost to anyone
That first game.
that first
Yeah,
game. It seemed
Serie A
like-
is just... Okay, how did Atalanta lose to Como 3-2 when they were up 2-1?
That's right.
It's like
That's
impossible. It's impossible to tell you what's going to happen.
It happens.
Right. It happens.
There's so many crazy results in this league.
Milan lost with Parma.
Anything could happen on their... Any team could beat anyone on their day.
That's not that crazy.
That's no, it
That's
is
not that
crazy.
that sounds like a
Mike,
regular
Mike,
match day in
yeah.
Serie A.
Mike, but
The assistant to the water boy is
Yeah. Oh,
acting
by the way,
fresh.
how was
A lot of grape juice.
Yo, but hey, by the way, I saw Sabine over there during the pre-game and all the stuff. How was the sugo and what was that?
Yeah, it was good.
It was
Sunday
good?
sugo.
Sunday sugo.
Yeah.
What was inside? Just the tomato
He
and
brought you up. He brought you up on it.
How was
He
the
brought
sugo?
you up on it.
Was
He was-
it, did
he
he
was
bring
talking
the
bad
real
about
sugo?
you.
Did he bring the real
He
sugo?
brought the real
Peter
sugo.
made it.
Ah,
He's
Peter
learning
made it
to
with
cook.
his feet.
Oh, that's the wine.
that's the one.
That's a grape
That's the
juice.
wine. That was funny. That was funny.
Do we have any other games? They could see also the jackets that me and Peter have been wearing.
Mhm.
Mike, you're finally back. You were in Rome.
Yeah.
You were shooting content for
I
the
was trying to
for the jackets.
I was trying to be
for
a
the
water
new
boy
merch
for
shop.
Roma.
How was that
'Cause I heard
experience?
they have more.
More power.
How was that
to
experience?
you.
You went to the game too.
Yeah, I went to the Inter.
Who's he texting?
I was on to check the matches.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was to check the matches.
Yeah.
Mike, were you wearing one of those jackets in Rome?
Yeah, I was wearing both.
At the
of them.
Did
at
anybody
where? At the
comment?
stadium?
That's why it smells.
Yeah,
At
we
the
got a lot
stadium?
of
Did they
we
comment,
got a
like,
lot of comments.
subscribe?
A lot of people came up. They saw. They loved it. We
How
did
was
a
the
nice
shoot?
photo
Tell us
shoot
a little
all
something about
over-
it.
We took a nice little photo shoot all over Rome. The weather wasn't the best there, but we made the best out of it. We got a lot of cool pictures. We got a lot of cool videos that we're gonna be posting in the next upcoming weeks. I was
Nice.
ready to say something. I
No.
see.
What do you
I
like, the
see
white
it.
one or the blue one better? Which jacket?
That one. I like the white one.
We ran into a few IFTV fans.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was wearing our merch.
And
And yeah, they were like, "Well, what are you doing here?" Blah blah blah.
Really?
So
I could get you one of
ready
these.
for the thing.
I could get you one of these in like 9 months. Get you one.
Anto, I'll do better. 10.
The people got to get them first. They're gonna be released in a couple weeks.
hey, the fans they come first, okay? That's what we're not here for us.
Take
we're
a
here
tally,
for them. Huh?
Take a tally.
A tally.
See which one they want.
Just
White,
like the
blue,
curva
red,
for
hand.
who the coach would be.
The water boy. I made you a compliment, Pete. I hope you're not
But he's
taking
not a
this
water
personal.
boy.
Okay, but the CEOs many times they do not have the powers of the water boys. I'm giving him all the power.
The janitor, maybe. Mike is the janitor.
Mike is the
You got the
janitor.
keys.
I got the key to every room. Go,
That's
baby.
true.
Pete, that was
They-
good. That's a good
good.
one.
That's
They,
good.
they
That's a
really
good
had the
one.
power.
That's a good
Think
one.
about it,
Hey,
right?
right.
Hey,
Shout
didn't
out
you
to the
did
janitors.
somebody say? I think Gaetano said once that at dinner time, Mourinho said, "I want those guys right here with the rest of the team, the water boys, the janitors, and everybody else, the people cleaning the locker room. Those are the most important."
So the
people."
story was in the treble-winning season with the Inter when he was there in 2010. They were sitting, and apparently the team was a little bit divided. Coaches on one side, players, assistants,
And the staff,
backroom
yeah,
staff.
right.
They were all eating in the same room, but Mourinho noticed that the wine that they had, that the coaches had, was different from the wine that some of the workers had, and he flipped out and
They
he
had
made
better
sure.
wine than that. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here? What's going on here?"
So he was
So
mad.
we swapped the bottles.
He was mad that his coaching staff had better wine than the guys behind the scenes, and he made sure that everybody had the same as him.
Nice.
What a
promoter.
guy.
Now
That's
in
why he's the
Turkey.
special one.
The special one. You can keep that special
Anto,
one.
now he's in Turkey with.
You know what the special is?
man.
Buy one, get 3 free.
That's a great deal, buddy.
That is a good
You gotta give me
Hey,
that
buy
coupon.
one, get 3 free. I mean,
No coupon, Mike. No coupon needed.
That's gonna be the Milan deal after they're out of Champions League this year.
Did
That's
we
it.
miss anything, by the way?
Don't think
We
so.
got everything.
That's it.
It's
good.
the midweek games.
Let's see. I think we're missing something.
I don't think so.
Torino. What did Torino do?
Nah, who cares?
2-2.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Torino's good. Torino's still there. Udinese too.
They beat Como.
Udinese too. They're doing well. Doing well.
Udine beat Cagliari. Yeah.
I got nothing more to add.
Yeah.
Good, Pete?
Yep, we're
I'm
good.
good.
We're good.
All right.
good.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ragazzi.
And Forza?
Milan and Cassano and Ibra and Totti. Because and Balotelli because I want
That's
them back.
right. Super Mario.
Super
baby.
Mario. We want them all back.